Talanoa Hufanga, golly, man. Finished with a 79.9 grade, had 1 pressure, 6 tackles, 2 solo run stops. He did have 1 missed tackle. He was targeted 3 times, allowed 1 catch for 9 yards. That's it. He had 2 pass breakups. Talanoa Hufanga has already had 4 pass breakups and an interception in 2 games. That's unreal. It's unheard of. Yeah, look at David. As I said it, right? Hufanga looks unreal. You're talking defensive player of the year type caliber performance through 2 games. Is he going to win defensive player of the year? No. If he continues this and puts up 17 games like this, he'll be in the conversation. But he's playing at an ungodly pace. Now, you look at Hufanga and you say, all right, you've seen it once, you've seen it twice. Before the game, we did our top 5 things to watch for, and our number 2 was, can Hufanga do it again? Yep, he did it again. And yeah, I don't know, man. I saw the Tart comment, and I love Jaquiski Tart. I really, really do. By far one of my favorite players. Lots of 49ers I talk to, I ask them questions off air, and I'll say, like, man, who's one of the smartest players in the offense or the defense, whomever I'm talking to? And Tart's name gets brought up all the time. Huge locker room guy. He knows his worth. He's holding out for his worth. He'll land with the team at some point this year. But yeah, it's rough because Hufanga is so much younger and cheaper. I love Tart. I really do. But it's different. We haven't had that playmaking safety in quite a while. You got to go like Dante Whitner maybe. But the fact that Hufanga, who's classified as a as a strong safety in the box guy, thumper, run support guy, the fact that he's making these plays in pass coverage, that's what's different. All of the critique, which there was a lot this offseason, because again, people were invested with Tart, and there's nothing wrong with that. So whenever they see Tart being replaced by this younger guy who had some suspect coverage last year, people came out swinging. And I let me say this. I love it when fans or on Twitter or social media or podcasts go to bat for their players. That is a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. I do the same thing. Huge Trey guy, right? Huge Trey guy. Huge Trey Greenlaw guy. Huge Hufanga guy. Like, there are certain players that I'm just like, oh, I freaking love these guys. And I believe them. And a lot of it's because of the draft process where I rank 180 plus players before the Niners select any of them. And so when the Niners do select some of the ones that, you know, I quote unquote fall in love with, yeah, I believe in them, right? That's what happens. Now, as good as it is to buy in and defend and go to bat for the players in which you love, that's great. That doesn't mean you have to tear down other players. And I think that's where the arc changes to a little bit more of a toxic reality, is that if you did love Tart, you feel you have to tear down Talanoa Hufanga. Or if you did love Jimmy Garoppolo, you have to tear down Trey Lance. And that's not it at all. Now, that's what the news medias do. That's what the political climate does. That's what all these things are. But that's not reality. And it shouldn't be that way for a fan either. So you can love Hufanga and Tart. It's not a competition. Now, maybe it is because you can't have them both out there. And one did kind of take the position of the other. But being able to look at this and saying, okay, I was all the way out on Hufanga. He had questionable coverage. But you watch those 2 games. How the hell could you not be totally backing this kid? But that's just not what happens on social media. And that's a negative for social media.
The 49ers Rush Podcast.